How's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash, and this is Weekly Recap. What is Weekly Recap, you ask? Well, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button for me if you could. Weekly Recap is me, an owner-operator, leased to an 80-20 split refrigerated carrier, going over my week of running and operating my truck. Now, I go over the loads I did, why I did them, and then toward the end of the video, we'll go over the variable cost. And then after that, we'll talk about a few other things that I don't normally talk about. So stick around to the end. We're going to go over a few things. Now, at the end, you'll hear me say, this is the money left to do what I have to do with. And that is not my money. That's the money left to do what I have to do, with. I don't talk about the carrier I'm leased on to. If you would like similar numbers to this, find you a nice local small refrigerated carrier that likes to work together. They're out there. I've been leased on to a couple good carriers. You just got to find them. If you go to Google and you type in mega carrier lease purchase, just know you're heading for $1,000 to $1,500 a week probably. If you want to bump it up, you need to find a good local carrier that can get after it. To me, that's the best way to be. You make the most money that way. I've always said I would not lease on to a carrier unless I can call the owner. Now I may not call him at 3:00 in the morning on a Sunday to discuss the price of diesel, but within reasonable business hours, I can call the owner of the carrier and we can talk about things, because to me, if you can't talk to the guy in charge, who's going to take care of you when you have a discrepancy, right? So I don't talk about the carrier. Find your own, do your own research. I don't want to be responsible. I'm not a recruiting bro. I don't want to be one of those guys on YouTube that throw good, hard-working people under the bus for a $2,000 recruiting bonus. Those people are got a lot of karma coming, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But that's Weekly Recap. I'm going to go over these loads. This week is from the beginning of December 2024. Still a little bit behind on these, but I'm okay with it. I'm liking where I'm at right now. It gives me time to get my numbers together and make sure everything is added up correctly and all that. No rushed. No, not rushed. Don't want to be like that. So let's go over these loads. And so I like to go Minnesota out and back. We did that on this. Don't always get to go straight out and straight back. Sometimes there's some in-between work. It is what it is. It is what it is. So we started off in Minnesota. I went Minnesota to North Carolina. And that was 30,000 pound load, 38 degrees. It was 46 empty miles, 1293 loaded miles, total miles 1339, and that load paid $4,000. So that got me down to North Carolina, and then instead of coming straight back to Minnesota, I had to jump over and get another load to get to another load that would bring me back to Minnesota. Wasn't too mad at it. It actually worked out pretty good. Sometimes it's just you got to do what you got to do in trucking. It ain't always what you want. Most of the time, it's trucking. It's not what you want. It's a job. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the load. North Carolina to Tennessee. Gravy load. Great load. The broker was not trying to front. The broker was like, we know you got to go up, what is it? From where I was at, I went up like 74 to 77 to 81 maybe, or something along those lines. I could have went over 40 to 26 and went up to 81, but where I was at, it was about the same to just cut up, there. So that's what we did. But I like that the broker was prepared and wasn't trying to front it, because as soon as they told me about the load, I was like, are y'all calculating that I-40's closed? And they're like, yeah, it's already been broker's not trying to lie or anything. Really nice broker to deal with, kind of a smaller brokerage. I'd never heard of them before, but like a personal touch. I liked it. Just some good old Southern people brokering freight and not trying to bullshit on anybody, not trying to, cause, a mass extinction of truckers. It seemed like. So I was happy to be working with some people like that. Maybe we can work with them more in the future. Anytime it's someone like that, when you treat me with a level of respect and an appreciation, I will return the favor for you. You see what I'm saying? So this was a dang good load. It was 36 miles away, 472 loaded miles, so 508 all miles. It was 4,000 pounds total, dry load, 4,000 on a dry load. And it weighed 4,000. It paid, not weighed, paid 1,300. 1,300 on a 500-mile load, pretty good considering it's dry. And then it got me over to like the Chattanooga area, and my next pickup was out of northern Alabama area. So I did pretty good with that. Basically, $1,300 to get to where I needed to be. I'll take it. It was so light too. Good fuel economy running those light loads like that. So can't beat it. Can't beat it. I mean, you can, but it's tough. So that got me over to the Chattanooga area, brought me down to get the load out of Alabama, coming back to Minnesota. So Alabama to Minnesota, 26,000 pounds, 26 degrees, 118 empty miles. Whew, was that a rough 118 miles? I went through like every little town in northern Alabama. That was like 4 hours almost to go 118 miles. There just was no good way. It was all little mountain roads and, little towns and just rough riding. But anyway, it's whatever. It's whatever. It's over and done with now. 1,034 on the loaded miles on that back up to Minnesota. 1,152. 1,152 all miles on that. And that load paid $23.50. So right at $2 a mile to come back to Minnesota. It's all right. It's all right. This is kind of a very average week, if you look at what I do normally, get some decent money to go to the southeast and then, try to get back home with some money in my pocket. So that was the 3 loads of the week: Minnesota to North Carolina to Tennessee, Alabama to Minnesota. There you go. Total revenue for the week between me and my carrier combined, $76.50 total gross revenue. My 80% of that is $6,120, and mileage 2,999 miles. I could have drove around the block one time and made it 3,000, but it was $29.99 all miles, $28.35 loaded miles. So that leaves 164 empty, which is 5.4% empty. Pretty good. It's pretty good. They finding these loads, getting me to where I need to be. So that worked out pretty good. Let's go over to rate per mile. Rate per mile, $2.55 all miles. Every mile the truck turned, gross was 2.55. My 80% of that was $2.04 a mile every mile. And then it was $2.69 a loaded mile. So just to let you know what loaded miles are paying in that running that area. Let's go over variable cost. I like to break down the variable cost for you. This is to help you or someone that wants to run a business like this, to give you an idea of cost throughout the weeks. Okay. If you know somebody that wants to be an owner operator, by all means, send them this video. Hopefully it helps them get an understanding of the money and the responsibility of it. These are just numbers. This is what happened to me for the week. It's not bragging. It's not complaining. It's just numbers. And you know, that's what this is. So diesel was $12.60 I spent on diesel for the week. I spent $206 on reefer fuel, $51 on def fluids, $44 on tolls, $0 on scales, light loads all week, 30,000 pounds, the heaviest load I pulled all week. I love that. And I did spend $25 on parking down there one night. So sometimes it is what it is. You get unloaded late and, you know, you got to pay for some parking. Not the end of the world for me. So that's all the variable costs. 1586 total variable cost. You bring over my 20, excuse me, you bring over my 6,120. 6120 minus 1586 is $4,534. There you go. There you go. That's money left to do what I have to do with. So, if you want to talk about fixed cost, things I normally don't talk about, truck payment, insurance, another thing, taxes, I don't always talk, well, I never talk about taxes. Get a good tax accountant, they're worth their weight in gold. You know, but for me, I'm not here to tell you how to structure your taxes. Everybody's different. Everybody's got different kids. Everybody's got different living situations. Everybody's got, you know, different ways they want to structure their taxes. I get it. I'm not here to talk taxes with you. That's something you got to figure out. But I will talk a little bit today about truck payments and insurance. Okay. Now, I was watching a guy on YouTube earlier this week, and he was leased on to a mega carrier. I can't remember which one. JB Hunt, Dart, Swift, Schneider, Prime, Trans Am, Halver Lines, J.R. Schugel. I mean, there's a million of them out there. CR England. Google, go on Google and type in mega carrier lease purchase, and you'll get a million offers. Okay. This is for the people that want to be owner operators. I just want to go over something real quick for you here, okay? Because I seen a guy on YouTube earlier this week, and he said that if he can get his gross up to $5,000 a week, that he can bring home between $1,500 and $2,000. Okay. Number one, even running the spot market, I don't see why $5,000 gross is that tough until you realize, you know, they're probably making $1.30. You know, he's probably making $1.30, $1.50 a mile. You know, more power to you. I'm not here to talk you out of anything or talk you into anything. I want to shed light on multiple aspects of trucking here. And so many people get caught up in these recruitment bros, okay? The recruitment bros. I'm on YouTube. I'm going to recruit you to this mega carrier because everything's the best over here. How come it is every time you switch companies, which is about every 3 months, it's the best thing you've ever seen? And you know why they do that? Because these sons of bitches, and that's what I call them because that's what they are. Okay? They're not trying to help people, they're trying to pad their pockets. Okay? And I don't understand why at this point in time anyone could believe anything these dumb sons of bitches say, but apparently they do. And if you wonder why they switch companies every 3 months, it's because the recruitment bonuses fall off. They can't make money driving truck. They only make money from the recruitment bonuses. Let's build up a YouTube channel and just, recruitment bonus Willie. Yeah. Yeah. If every job you've been to in the last 2 years, and there's been about 6 of them, it ain't that good, people. Wake up. Stop following these dumb sons of bitches around and giving them all this money. Like, I mean, you're going against nature, you know. Like Darwin wants to take care of these dumbasses, but y'all won't let them. Y'all keep giving them the recruitment bonuses. But all right, so you go over there, you bust your ass, you run 3,000 plus miles a week to gross $5,000, and you make $1,500 to $2,000 doing that. Congratulations. You just made a mega carrier a bunch of money. Now I'm sure they'll build you a big nice terminal with basketball courts and ping pong tables and all that in there. But guess what? When you leave, you can't take that shit with you. You're building equity for them, not you. Okay? Yeah. So you go over there, you pay that $1,500 a week for God knows how long, 3 to 5 years, to get you a truck. Well, let's look at the numbers on that. If you're putting 3,000 plus miles a week on a truck, that's like 150,000 plus miles a year. So by the time you get the truck paid off, it's worth what? 30, 40, maybe 50,000? You should have just started there. You should have just went and bought a $50,000 truck to begin with. But then again, that's me. Okay, I'm not here to make a mega carrier a bunch of money. Okay, I'm not here for the recruitment bonuses. I'm here to show you a different way to go about it. And this way requires effort. If you're not willing to put any effort, go to Schneider, get you a Schneider truck and bust your ass, which I don't understand. Like, if you're not willing to put the effort into finding a good company, you're going to put the effort in once you go to the bad company. I damn sure promise you that. And I'm not trying to preach to you. It's just, I hate seeing hard-working, good people getting taken advantage of, especially when I know the other side of it. When I know if you would just put in the time and the effort to find a good company, save up a few $1,000s, and that's another thing of it. I mean, facts. If you ain't got $3,000, if you ain't got $5,000 in the bank, you don't need to be in business. Mm-mm, mm-mm. If you're one of them people, if I gave you a crack rock tomorrow and you're high for 15 minutes and then laying on the street begging for another one. Now, if you took that old crack rock and flipped it and made a little money off of it, then we might could do something. Then you're a businessman. You know what I'm saying? If I give you a pound of brown and you smoke it all up, you don't need to be in business. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So think about that. You know, get your mind right before you go over there and give it all away to some mega carrier. Like I said, I just hate to see hardworking truckers out here busting their ass when they can't make $1,000 a week, but yet the CEO of, Swift, Hirschbach, Knight Transport, all these mega carrier CEOs making $10 million plus a year. Yeah, yeah. Go find you a good small carrier that treats you right, is my opinion. That's where I'm getting at with this. My truck payment and insurance combined, all my insurances and my truck payment combined are less than $600 a week. Yeah. So if you're paying, $1,500 at a mega carrier, that's $900 difference a week. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. So, with the same amount of revenue and the same amount of fuel and everything, if you're making 1,000, I'm making 1,900. That's the difference. So don't fall for you got to have a new truck. Don't fall for, recruitment, bro. Them sons of bitches. Don't fall for it. Find you a good small carrier. Find you a way to get you a truck. I did a video about Lone Mountain. I'm not saying Lone Mountain's the best way to get a truck, but it's an honest way to get a truck. And I was talking to someone the other day about a Lone Mountain truck, and I said the payment on this Lone Mountain truck we was looking at was the payment was about $1,400 a month. Okay, for 39 months, I think. I don't quote me on it. I think that's what it was. And I told him, I said, imagine a mega carrier paying $1,400 a week. Now imagine you went and bought a truck and you paid $1,400 a week on that Lone Mountain truck. What is that? Less than 10 months? In less than 10 months, you would have a truck with a title on it. Think about that, folks. I mean, there's nothing more empowering for an owner-operator than getting that title to that truck. You know? Get it as quick as you can. Just what I'm saying. But I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for hanging around through the rant. Um, you know, just food for thought. Didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. Take care of each other out there. And remember, people are more important than trucking. Quick, I just want to remind everybody about the Mudflap app. If you're not using Mudflap, check it out, download it. It should be part of your fueling program. It's a free app. Go download it from the Apple or Android store. You sign up using credit card or bank account. No credit checks, nothing like that. No fuel card needed. Get yourself huge discounts on fuel. I buy about half of my fuel through it right now. It's an amazing free app. It's 100% legit. Sign up using my promo code there, and I'll get $10 in free fuel. You'll get $10 in free fuel. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. How important is Wi-Fi? Very important. That's why I use Nomad Internet in my truck. Yes, sir. This is a Wi-Fi modem that you put in your truck. Check them out. Links below. This thing gets signal when my phone will not. So if you're ever stuck at that truck stop with no signal, you'll wish you had some Nomad in your truck.